tentative conversation that he may be next in line for a shot at the NXT title. So that's exciting.
Well, he has to get through somebody else first, considering what they're doing now, and we will get to that later on. So
yes, the one match that I have to say kind of fell short for me. I enjoyed it, but hindsight is 2020, and it could have been so much more.
The women's match
was Asuka. Yeah, it was Asuka and Nia Jax. I will say that I was very happy to see Nia work an almost 10-minute match.
Yeah.
Because we really haven't gotten that luxury yet. I'm not going to sit here and bash her because I absolutely love Nia Jax and I'm really excited to see what she can do.
For sure.
So putting her in a longer match is probably going to benefit everyone, especially her. But it was too one-sided for me.
That was my biggest fear going into this match because they keep building her up as this huge monster that's unstoppable. And yeah, she's got the size advantage, but I hate that they kind of make her one-dimensional, that she can't pull off all of these other things, and that she's literally this unstoppable force just because she's big.
Mm-hmm.
That really pisses me off, and I expected a lot more out of NXT in developing her, but they fell short. And the match was kind of the same way. Yeah, Asuka had her moments where she did kind of get super wiry, and she reversed a lot of stuff, and she did take Nia Jax to the cleaners, but it just didn't feel like it was anything worth noting later on, simply because of the fact that her win, the pickup of the win was just so flat. There was no momentum.
Mm-hmm. It lacked momentum, but it also lacked depth, to be completely honest. Like,
for sure.
the win honestly felt very hollow.
Uh-huh.
And it wasn't nearly as definitive as when she won the championship from Bayley. Granted, Nia is a big person. Like, she is a large woman. But at the same token, she moves like you would not believe. Like, that woman is very agile for, 6 feet and almost 300 pounds. Like, you would not know it. So there was plenty that could have been done with that match that would have made it better. Asuka's one of the most dangerous women on the goddamn planet.
Yeah,
a woman like twice her size is not gonna do jack shit. Like, yeah, she's not gonna be able to throw her around, but Asuka is a lot more. She has more like depth than that. So the fact that it was like resting on the laurels with like the hip attack and like an occasional kick and like the strikes, and then just all of a sudden the match is over. What happened?
I mean,
like,
if you're going to build up Nia Jax as this big, huge force of nature, then, like, 3 fucking kicks is not going to take her down for the freaking pin. Not even once.
That'd be like Kevin Owens getting pinned with a fucking clothesline. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. So, that match was it was under 10 minutes, to be honest. Like, it was a 9-minute match. It was
and we've seen
kind of
matches out of their women's division.
Oh yeah, like the match for the number 1 contendership for the women's match was or for the women's title was fucking amazing. When Nia beat Carmella and Alexa Bliss, like, that match was great.
That's because they had an added incentive of another person. Because if you add in more people, it takes away from one other person.
Yep. So the women's match fell short. I mean, it wasn't a bad match, but it wasn't great either. It definitely wasn't an NXT Women's Championship match. That was like a WWE Divas Championship match. The main event was fucking crackers.
Oh my god.
As expected. With Balor and Joe. That match was awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Awesome match. It was interesting, though, because this was literally a match that could have been exactly like the Nia and match. Balor is literally half the size of Joe, and yet you never would have noticed. Why? Because those are 2 motherfuckers who get the job done.
Amen. Hallelujah.
The
Praise Jesus.
the steel cage. I love the NXT steel cage. By the way, I have to say that.
I really like the format they had it in.
Yeah, I really was digging that. It wasn't even the type of most steel cage matches. People expect that brutality. We're gonna bust each other up and we're just gonna go for it. And it's just that really didn't happen. Yes, they utilized the cage a bit, but the cage was used maybe in the duration of the match, collectively about a minute in a 16-minute match. Not too bad.
Oh, and I want to say one thing. Something that has bothered me since the dawn of time about cage matches. If the goal is to get out of the cage and onto the floor, why the fuck are you letting submissions and pins happen?
Right.
Seriously? What difference does it make?
I mean, it's one of those things where it's yes, you can beat your opponent by going over the cage, crawling out of the cage, or if you're feeling really froggy, you can totally make them tap out, or you can pin them. Okay, that's really unnecessary, but all right.
It shouldn't even be a thought in your head.
But yeah, that match was great. I really love the dynamic that Joe and Finn have in the ring.
Oh, for sure. They built that up pretty well, too.
Yeah, they really did. That was one of those matches that had fantastic build-up. And that in and of itself is impressive, especially in this day and age in professional wrestling. It really doesn't happen. You have a takeover or a pay-per-view event, and you have 3 weeks to prepare for it. And it's two people who have never fought before in their entire fucking lives, and suddenly they hate each other, and they're gonna fight at the pay-per-view, and they're gonna beat each other senseless, and they're gonna ruin each other's careers, and then the next week they're tagged up, or the next week they don't even look at each other, or they never have any communication ever again,
or they're secretly sucking each other's dicks.
It's one of those what the fuck is this, professional wrestling or a Tinder hookup? I don't understand.
It's Tinder.
So it's one of those things that it's really refreshing to see how big this match was built up to. And that gave me some life. I was really feeling it. I really enjoyed watching this storyline progress because, Joe winning that title was out of left fucking field. Nobody saw it coming.
They did that at an untelevised show.
Yeah, nobody saw that coming, so it's oh, Balor's getting moved up. Okay, Balor didn't get moved up, and the storyline continues. Okay, so here we go. Takeover, we're gonna have them in a goddamn steel cage match, and it's okay, now we're talking. And the steel cage fucking delivered like dominoes. It was a fantastic match. Both men were amazing. The fucking second rope muscle buster was fucking everything.
I cringed so hard.
Oh, I cringed so hard. Because that muscle buster looks like it hurts as is.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it does.
And honestly, it's because Joe is he is a ferocious human. He is a big dude. And he gives good hugs.
He's a big dude, he's ferocious, but he gives good hugs.
Yeah. I'm only saying that because I've actually gotten to hug him, and it was beautiful. And he's a beautiful man, and I love him. Joe called me, but so no. All jokes aside, Joe's an amazing competitor, and I just absolutely love him. I was so stoked to see him in NXT. So stoked to see him finally getting that recognition, and to see him feud with someone like fucking Finn Balor as extensively was literally Christmas. So, I hope this isn't the last we see of them in general.
Yeah.
But if it is the end of the Joe and Finn Balor saga, what a fucking end. Right. Because, it was absolutely everything we could have asked for.
It was great.
That being said, if we get Samoa Joe versus Shinsuke Nakamura for that title, guys, it's been fun.
You will not hear me complaining because I will be dead.
Yeah. It's been alright, guys. Thank you for tuning in and listening to our craziness. But yeah, I'm really pumped if that actually is a thing.
Yeah.
Of course, we have to take into consideration that there has been conversation that there is potential for NXT to be fully rated during the upcoming draft lottery. I feel like this is the Hunger Games and they're just being led to slaughter, but whatever.
District NXT.
Yeah, District NXT is District 12. It's fine. But
well, if that's true, who is our Katniss?
That's a good question. Who is our savior? Probably Finn Balor. Probably Finn Balor.
Well, we actually have more on him in a few minutes, but I'm going to play these last two songs since we're almost at 10:30, but we're going to go over anyways. What the fuck?
Yeah, fuck it.
So, yeah, I'm going to play something off of the new 6am album. What?
Yes.
Of evil in the belly of the beast. I turned my back on Jesus in the belly of the beast. Sometimes your only choice is no choice at all. Sometimes the only voice you hear is when the devil calls. So listen. Of sadness in the belly of the beast. I inhaled the fumes of madness in the belly of the beast. Sometimes your only choice is no choice at all. Sometimes the only voice you hear is when the devil calls. So listen.
This is Will, and you're listening to Heels Section 119, you bunch of frickin' marks.